talk more about what those changes mean?
We done thorough analysis, but now I can say only these things.
So there was a reduction in nickel and palladium, but what does reduction mean?
Change from oxides to metallic one.
Not necessarily nuclear.
Not necessarily.
Thank you. Next.
Okay. Thank you.
지금 something naman. 지금 something.
Next speaker, community.
Live and learn.
The prediction experiment at the Local University on anomalous heat generation using a nickel Wasser binary, nanocomposite, and hydrogen isotopic acid.
Thank you. So, good morning. I will talk about the replication experiments. Anomalous heat generation using nickel-based binary composite and hydrogen isotope gas, followed by the Professor Kitamura's presentation. This is my content of my presentation. At first, I will describe about the background and objectives of this kind of research. And experimental method and experimental devices I will introduce. And today I will talk about two samples. One is PMZ4S. S means Sendai, here Sendai, with D2 gas. And CMZ5S was hydrogen gas. So, as I said, Professor Takahashi and Kitamura performed the experiment, very excellent experiment. And these work were basically originally based on the Professor Arata's work. And we would like to reproduce their work. So this study's objective is the replication of the anomalous heat generation reported by Kitamura and Takahashi. And also, we would like to explore its feasibility as a new energy source. Okay. This is an experimental setup, newly set up at Tohoku University in Sendai. Our apparatus is, the feature is here, oil flow calorimetry that can work at high temperature. It's the first feature of our device. And second, is a lot of measurement points. So we would like to know what is happening in the reaction chamber. And also, this device is very resistant to outer temperature fluctuations. So we can measure precise excess heat experiment using this apparatus. This is the figure of a newly set up excess device for excess heat. This is the reaction chamber and oil flow system and measurement system here. And the sample preparations, I would like to briefly introduce. Our material basically the same of the Kobe University's sample. We use the same samples. At first, we will make we make a amorphous mixture of metal elements prepared by melt spinning method at Sendai Material Company. And after that, we send these materials to Kobe University to Professor Kitamura, and he performed the formation of nanoparticle by oxidation. And after that, we divide the material to two samples. And one is operated at Kobe University, and the other we use, and we make an experiment at Tohoku University, and we will compare the results. Okay, so I will explain about the experimental results with D2 gas. PMZ4S consists of palladium 4%, and nickel 31%, and zirconium 65%. And total mass of the sample is about 109 gram. And as a filler, we introduce zirconium oxide. And that is not reactive. It's very stable material. And this view graph shows the absorption phenomena, or absorption behavior at room temperature. Before here, we have no deuterium gas. At this point, we introduce the deuterium gas. And before that, we put the PMZ powders here. And we could observe the rapid rise, temperature rise from 25 degrees or so to 80 degrees or so. And we can notice, we should notice that the uniformity, depending on the position, because RTD1, resistance temperature detector 1, is located here, and RTD2 is located here, and 3 and here, 4 and here. So we can see that the dependence on the position of the temperature rise, rapid temperature rise. And this graph shows pressure change during the absorption at room temperature. And at the beginning of the experiment, we provide about 10 atoms, and these powders absorb, and we get 3 atoms of deuterium gas. And this figure shows the comparison of excess heat at room temperature. I'm talking about only room temperature. Between PMZ4 Sendai and PMZ4 at Kobe. We can see that excess heat, of course, this one contains chemical reactions, chemical reactions heat, but anyway, at Tohoku, we got 54.8 kilojoule, and at Kobe, 54 kilojoule. So almost all the same result we get. So, and this one is at elevated temperatures regions, and these area temperature range 160 to 200 degrees centigrade, and this one, this region is 230 to 300, and we can notice that almost no pressure change. It means that these temperature region material usually do not absorb the deuterium gas. At the room temperature, the CNZ3 PNZ absorb much deuterium gas, but at this region we have no deuterium gas absorption. So this is the excess heat results about PNZ4S. At room temperature, we observe about 7 kilojoule, like this. And after that, we put the 80 watt as a heater, and we keep the reaction chamber like at this temperature, and we got this excess heat. And if we increase up the temperature by increase of input power, we can get this kind of excess heat, about the 2 and 4 watt, and in this region we get. And integrated excess heat up is about 2.47 megajoule, and at least 14.9 electron per deuterium. I think it is not explained by chemical reactions only. So next one, CNZ5S with hydrogen gas. This sample is about 130 grams, and it consists of copper 4% and nickel and zirconium. This is an overview of CNZ5S experiment. This is the time, and this view here shows RTD's temperature and E1. RTD 1, 2, 3, 4, and we also measure the top of the reaction chamber, E1. And this area we make a blank run without CNZ4. And after that, we bake the sample to remove the water and the other impurities. And this area, we make a four-gram experiment, CNZ5S experiment. Okay. And this is a comparison between RTD and E1, between gram and 4-gram. You can see that RTD1 is almost all the same gram, but if you look at upper side, you can see the increase of temperature RTD4 and E1. So upper side, we can see that the increase of temperatures we can see. So if we and also we noticed another interesting things. So we observe the fluctuation of pressure of the reaction chamber, and also the temperature, only for the 4-gram experiment. As you can see, these reference area, we have no fluctuation like this, but if we look at 4-gram experiment, we can see the fluctuation of pressure and E2 gas temperature. E2 gas temperature is here, okay? And we enlarge this view graph. This one is enlarged, and it's further enlarged. So we can see the constant behavior like this. And if we enlarge further, we can see like this. The red line is the pressure of the reaction chamber, and the blue one is the temperature around here. So we can speculate that around this area, upper area, generation of high temperature gas might happen. Generation of high temperature gas might occur. So anyway, this is the new findings of this experiment. And if we calculate excess heat generation for CNZ5S, you can see that during 80 watt, about 4 watt, and if we input 134 excess heat from 2 watt and 3 watt. So this is error bar. So we estimate the error. We can calculate using this simple equation, and we estimate using this equation, and it is calculated that the excess heat estimation error is about 0.3 watt for 80 watt and 0.75 watt for 134 watt. So we can say that this excess heat generation is statistically we get excess heat. Not so much, but really we get. So, and integrated excess heat is here for CNZ5 sample. Of course, excess heat is same, and if we integrate excess heat, okay, 1.86 megajoule we got. And at this time, absorbed hydrogen is not so much, and so at least we have 4.5 megajoule per hydrogen mole, 67.8 electron volt per hydrogen. So we cannot explain by this much excess heat by a normal chemical reaction. Okay, so if we compare the results of CNZ5 also, CNZ5 is here, CNZ5S center is here, and this data is corrected by Professor Kitamura, and CNZ5, the same material, he also get the excess heat, almost all the same level of excess heat we got. So reproducibility is very good. So I would like to conclude my presentation. A new oil flow calorimetry system that can work at high temperature was developed. First, PNZ4S palladium 0.04 nickel, 0.31, and zirconium 0.65 with P2 gas experiment was done, and excess heat up to 10 watt was observed. Estimated amount of excess heat energy reached about 2.5 megajoule. And next, CNZ5S. This one is copper and nickel and zirconium. With hydrogen gas experiment was also showed the anomalous excess heat ranging from 2 to 5 watt. And also we observed a consistent increase of the pressure of the reaction chamber, and the gas temperature were observed many times. And for the samples subjected to the same fabrication process, it means that, same fabrication process, results the present work qualitatively agree with those of similar experiment performed at Kobe University. Kobe University and Tohoku University, we got almost all the same results. This observation is supposed to be difficult to explain by normal chemical reactions only. Thank you very much.
Thanks. Very nice talk.
Very nice.
Please. Some question? Okay.
I'm the owner. You are using a mass flow calorimeter, you are using a mass flow calorimeter, but you don't show the data obtained with a mass flow calorimeter, you just show temperature measurements.
Oh.
Is there any reason for that?
Yeah, of course we get these excess heat results based on the delta T, increase of the oil. So, yes. Then we check.
Okay.
Very nice. Japanese cold fusion research is on fire. Del Fuego. Can you go to the slide before this with 80 watts input and 135 watts input? I think it's before this.
Previous one?
Yeah.
This one?
Yes. So your run where you input 80 watts.
Yeah.
Do you shift in that same run to increase to 134 watts input, or are these two separate runs?
Why did I?
Are these two separate runs? 80 watt specific run.
Yes.
Okay. What happens if you keep the power at 80 watts? Does it?
If we enlarge this area, because I did not this very long time experiment. So, but I imagine gradually decrease like this. I don't know exactly. So I would like to make these kind of experiments.
Thank you very much,
Thank you.
Igor Martin Tate, for this excellent experiment. The Ferrol bonds are very impressive. It's very complicated mass flow parameter, but you masterizing very well the
Yes.
apparatus. My question is about, did you try to cycle the hydrogen or the hydrogen isotope gas loading and baking down and reloading with hydrogen? How many times have you tried? If you tried, and did you see a lowering results or any kind of poisoning effect?
Yeah, I agree with you. I would like to do this kind of experiment, but at now I did not. So I tried.
Thank you. Okay, next one.
I think these fluctuations that you observe
Yeah.
in the pressure and the heat output are very interesting.
Yeah.
Were you able to correlate that with some other signature, like radio
Yeah.
frequency emissions
Yeah.
or X-ray emissions? I would be interested in that.
Exactly. I would like to. I am now planning about the coincidence with these this one. So pressure and temperature and other radio frequency or other physical data, but I did not. So, but I expect such kind of phenomena we will get.
So that might be a hint about the nature of the energy source,
Mhm.
because if that footprint is not only pressure and heat, but also on other spectra,
Mhm.
could give a hint about the
Yeah,
nature. of
yeah,
it.
I agree. Yeah.
If I can make a comment.
Quick question, any isotopic analysis of the post-run samples?
Yes, we have done a little bit of the sample analysis, but it was not completed. So maybe next conference I will report to you. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ruled out the Langmuir effect?
What the effect?
Langmuir.
A Langmuir effect. You say, Langmuir effect. A Langmuir probe I know well, but what is the Langmuir effect? Sorry.
You have a source of atomic hydrogen which travels so through your platinum and heats it up.
Uh-huh.
So you get a false state in heat reading.
Sorry.
So
So you have atomic hydrogen source from your
Hydrogen source you are talking?
It's atomic hydrogen or deuterium.
Yeah, we do not just gas source, but if we put atomic hydrogen into this sample, it will be very amazing.
Yeah. But I could also change the name to Rydberg matter. So I mean, Rydberg matter doesn't matter.
Okay, maybe comment about the language effect.
Yeah.
You can only produce locally
Yeah.
the atomic hydrogen because it's very, very unstable. But if you have some material that absorb it, historically glass, polycarbonate glass lamp, or other materials, maybe iron or other things, you can have stable atomic hydrogen that have special characteristics. Maybe it can collapse like always. So have a lot of very strange behavior. Another is extremely large thermal conductivity and so on. So because we observe fluctuation, temperature fluctuation like you and rest, so the qualitatively the results are similar, but just we observe when we go to higher temperature, 600, 700, the effect increase a lot. At the low temperature, difficult to predict. So I suggest it's possible to go to higher temperature. I don't know if you can do.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks for wonderful.
Thank you very much.